become leaders through a virtual instructor-led training program called the Ultimate Leadership Academy, as well as partnering directly with organizations to help improve their employees' leadership skills at every level of their company. I share this with you not to impress you, but to impress upon you that I have always felt as if I was learning and applying right along with my readers, listeners, and students. I have always been on the front lines leading my own team, trying to help others do the same. I was able to take what I learned from the best leaders in the country and put it into action. An organization I'll call Arlington Gas reached out to LearnLoft after realizing there was a dire need in their company for formal leadership training. The organization's current practice was to promote top performers to positions of leadership as a mechanism to retain talented team members. While this practice isn't unlike what most companies do, it was not producing quality leaders. On the contrary, these newly elevated managers found themselves inept at leading others. Arlington Gas was drawn to the simple idea exposed by our research of more than 40,000 organizational leaders and hundreds of interviews. The most important job of a leader today is to elevate others. In order to elevate others, leaders need to use high levels of love and discipline. My first coaching call was with a leader named Chris. Chris spoke very highly of his leadership skills and his ability to manage his team. In fact, he let me know immediately that our services were most likely going to be a waste of time, something he had told his supervisors at Arlington Gas when they hired us. But because it was a company-wide initiative, Chris had no choice but to participate. Through our Building the Best leader assessment, Chris's team provided feedback about how he was leading. The results clearly showed that Chris's opinion of himself was vastly different from the opinion his team members had of him. The feedback showed that he was falling short in a number of areas vitally important in leadership. Seeing the forthright commentary from his team was a sobering moment for Chris, and his response foreshadowed the incredible future that he had as a leader. He immediately engaged in our program, making himself vulnerable to the process and the opinions of his team. His willingness to accept criticism allowed him to become one of the best leaders in his company. I tell this story because of the parallel between it and my own, and our paths to leadership are not unique. Many professionals have been promoted without any formal leadership training because it was assumed they were born with some kind of magical leadership DNA. Which raises the question, are leaders born or are they made? A study completed by the Leadership Quarterly dove into this concept head first. It found 26% of leadership ability can be attributed to genetics, while 74% is learned. Based on this, one may be able to assume that the great leaders of the past that we all know, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, Mother Teresa, and Dwight D. Eisenhower, were most assuredly born with some innate leadership skills. Even with such a safe assumption, leaders must set their sights on developing their skills in order to get better. While it's clear that leadership skills are primarily learned and developed, leadership in our companies and organizations aren't in a good place. More money is spent on leadership development than in any other area of corporate training. Yet recent research by the Brandon Hall Group found that 71% of organizations feel that their leaders won't be able to lead them into the future. If that wasn't enough, research conducted by the Corporate Executive Board shows that 60% of new managers fail within the first 24 months of taking a new position. 50% of executives fail within the first 18 months, and only 23% of people feel they are being led well in the workplace. Not only are the statistics gloomy, but choosing to be a leader, and more importantly, an effective leader, is almost countercultural at this point. The gig economy has provided opportunities to simply work for yourself in varying service or entertainment industries where it's more than possible to make a living and only focus on what's important to you and you alone. It's as if everywhere you turn, our culture is telling each of us to do the things that provide immediate gratification. I have news for you. This isn't leadership. In fact, it's the opposite of leadership. My goal for this book is to transfer to you the simple idea that the new model of successfully leading today is to elevate others. As someone who has found himself faced